What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. You asked for it, you got it. This is the return of Seven Deadly Spins. This is a series that I'm excited to bring back to the channel, showcasing releases like this, whether they be new releases or ones that I feel kind of got lost in the mix or stuff that maybe you guys just haven't heard of yet. Uh, has always been what I feel is an integral part of this channel. And with the absence of this series as of late, it felt like that I was kind of missing the mark on showing some of this new stuff to you guys. It was very hard for me to narrow this down to 7 releases. I've gotten so much stuff in that I easily could have made 2 or 3 more of these videos just from stuff that I want to show. So have no fear. There is plenty of material for future episodes already in the works. It's just very time consuming to sit down and spend so much time with 7 releases, listening to them a couple times in unison. And it's not so much difficult, just time consuming. And time is something that I just haven't had a whole lot of since towards the end of last year, as you know, when I changed jobs. So I am going to make a conscious effort to focus more on getting these 7 Deadly Spins videos out there, because there is stuff that I want to show you guys and stuff that I think you guys would like. And I've heard you say that you want me to bring this back. So here we go. This is the return. I hope it meets your expectations, and I hope you find some new killer stuff that to add to your collection, and stuff that you may have missed along the way. The first band that I'm going to show you guys is a project that I've been excited to share on this channel. I've been waiting for the right moment to do it, and I think that this is a perfect time to do so. This is a band that's kind of out of my neck of the woods. They are a death grind, experimental grind project out of Memphis, Tennessee. This is the debut full length from the band Knoll, entitled Interstice. This is ferocious. This is adventurous. It's dissonant. It's bludgeoning. Uh, I know this is going to immediately build some lofty expectations in some people's minds, but if you're into kind of early to mid 2000s sounding Misery Index, maybe Retaliate era Misery Index, you're going to dig this. This is a debut full length. It's only about 35 minutes long, so it's just barely breaching full length territory. It's about 12 tracks long, but as I said, it's grindy, so you have the fast paced stuff in this. Um, if you're into that kind of era Misery Index, something along those lines, you're gonna like this. I know that is setting the bar high, but I have enough faith in this album that I think you guys are really gonna dig it as well. It is nonstop, in your face craziness. That there is experimental stuff going on. The production value on this is phenomenal. I love the way that they're able to present uh, this kind of dissonance and rawness throughout parts of the album. Almost this ambience, fuzziness that kind of lulls you into, gives you a little bit of a break before the actual musicianship kicks in and beats you back into this like meaningless and worthless reality that unfortunately you're stuck in. It is a terrifying release. The contrast on the production to the dissonance, it really stands out in my opinion, and definitely is a strong point of the album. The vocals on this are very strong as well. You have these contrasts between the screams, these horrific, hopeless screams, and then you got the guttural growls going on within this as well. Two of the strongest tracks on this for me was track 5, Grasp. That one is just relentless, in your face, death grind. The shrieks are there. It is just blood curdling. It is a fantastic track. And then the final track, which is also the longest track on this release, entitled Fjord Peaks. In that one, they kind of lean almost to a blackened vibe. It's the first time that they kind of introduced that kind of blackened feel throughout the entirety of the album. It is the longest track of on the release as a whole, but I do dig that one quite a bit, and it may be my favorite track of the entire album. All in all, I cannot speak the praises of this release enough. If you're into death grind, you're into just grindy, cyber grind, experimental grindy goodness, check out Knoll. I think you're really going to dig this. Also, I have an extra copy of this. If you're not following my Instagram, get in the Instagram that's in the link in the description and follow my Instagram. I have a giveaway going. I have an extra copy and I'm going to give it away through Instagram. So get in on that. Check out Knoll. As always, everything that I show is going to be linked up in the description. That way you guys can go check it out on your own if you see something that you like and you want to check it out. Before I move on, funny story about having an extra copy of this. Some of you may or may not know, but sometimes I deal with anxiety and I'm usually able to keep it at bay for the most part on my own. Every once in a while, it creeps in and causes me to do something entirely stupid, say something stupid, and that's what happened on this. I went to their Bandcamp and I purchased a copy of this through Bandcamp upon immediately listening to it. And then after I got to reading through their Bandcamp, it was like, to avoid issues, please purchase through Big Cartel. And I wasn't going to do anything. And then the anxiety kicked in and I really wanted a copy. So I purchased one through their Big Cartel just to make sure that I have one as well. And there you go. That's why I have two copies. Follow my Instagram and you can win one of those copies. The second album or second release that I'm going to show, this was released back in May. I guess back in May, back on May 7th. There we go. We're still in May. This is a phenomenal release, and I haven't heard too many people talking about this. This is the debut EP from Katan, released through Prosthetic Records. This is about 20 minutes long. This is a project featuring Nick and Brett from Vatnet. Vatnet is an atmospheric type black metal project, and that I'm a pretty decent fan of. And Brett is also a member of Astronoid, kind of spacey post black, pretty good stuff there. I have mentioned them on this channel as before in the past. Brett does the bass and the drums on this project. And the Astronoid influence is there, the Vatnet influence is there, but Katan is able to uh, take the best part of those kind of post metal atmospherics and wrap them up into a black and death metal package. I have not heard enough people listening to this. I think a lot of people would really dig this. I don't know if the artwork possibly kind of turned them off or caused them to overlook it as far as black and death metal goes, because that's not your standard kind of black and death metal artwork. I think some people have just passed it, not even checked it out, just because based on the looks. It's 4 tracks long, but it is phenomenal, and I cannot pick out one standout track to place above the others to have you guys check out. Uh, I I was just going through Bandcamp one day, kind of kind of just listening for new stuff. I heard someone had posted like a review that just happened to pop up for this, talking about how good this was. So I went on and just kind of clicked on the track that they had, the featured track. I think it was Abyss, which is track number 2 on this. Gave it a listen. Auto buy. There was no way I was not picking up a copy of this just upon that initial listen. The 4 tracks as a whole leave me wanting more. It is exactly what an EP should do. As far as debut EPs go, this is absolutely stellar. I am looking forward to hearing more from Katan. I think you guys will dig that as well. Next up, this is one that's been kind of selfish as far as my playtime goes. I keep on getting new stuff, and I keep on throwing this one in the CD player and listening to it on Bandcamp, and I'm just hooked on this release. This is an old school death metal project out of Scotland. This is Coffin Mulch with Septic Funeral. This EP was released, I think, back in February. Yeah, another February release. It's about 6 tracks long, 20 minutes or so. Just kind of swampy, filthy, stomping death metal. The track on here, Onward to Death, that it conveys like this marching feeling, marching towards your doom, marching into war, marching towards death. And you get they're able to have that rhythmic kind of marching soundscape going and incorporate the riffs and the drums, the riffs, and everything just into that marching feel, and it works perfectly. I find this getting stuck in my head. I find myself wanting to return to this, and I can't put my finger on what it is exactly. The artwork matches the music perfectly. So get a good look at that artwork. If that's something that intrigues you, you're going to dig this music. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard that. I know a lot of people now are getting into this old school death metal feel, and these guys got to be in the forefront in my mind just because of how good this is. This is only their second release that I know of. They released a demo in 2019, and then this EP this year. I am excited to hear more from Coffin Mulch. That is fantastic stuff. 6 tracks, 20 minutes, and it flies by. It's so good. The vocals, they have like these shrieks that come in sometimes, these yells. I can't really do it justice the way that the music does. The music on this speaks for itself. The artwork speaks for itself. You see that? If you're into it, check out Coffin Mulch. Changing gears completely. This we're going to go with some pagan black metal. This is a project out of Armenia, and this was my introduction to this band. They had a an EP come out, I think last year or the year before, and then they released this one this year through Blackline Records. This came out in April. This is Ildaruni. I probably just butchered that name. I apologize. And the name of this full length is entitled Beyond Unseen Gateways. Uh, as I was saying, this is their debut full length. The uh, the the EP that came out before this was entitled Towards Subterranean Realms. That track that was featured on that EP is on this full length. I was blown away with this. I pre-ordered this when I saw Oliver from Blackline kind of promoting it as pagan black metal, that type of stuff. I am a huge kind of pagan folky black metal fan, as most of you guys know. So when I saw him promoting that, I just went ahead and pre-ordered it without actually listening to anything on it, because I already assumed that I was going to like it. When Oliver puts out stuff like this through Blackline, I tend to enjoy what he's got, that kind of, when he's got his finger on the pulse of the pagan stuff that I kind of like. So I knew I was going to like it. I did not know I was going to like it this much. This is an album that has serious um, high album of the year placement on my list at the end of this year. It is that good. They are able to blend traditional Armenian culture folk into this kind of mellow, uh, melodic black metal. They're able to encompass that into this like perfect sounding contrast. It is that good. They're able to tell the history of their land through the Republic of Armenia through their music, and that's not something that I take lightly. I enjoy history, so I enjoy a band that's able to um, tell that kind of history through their art, through their personal art form, I guess, through their music. And the fact that they're able to convey that so perfectly through this release, the fact that they're able to um, bring in like these bagpipes, these traditional Armenian bagpipes into the fold of this into the fold of this project as a whole is is quite impressive. Uh, they have so many elements that build up through the entirety of the album, and then I think the final track, when Whence Ravenstone Beckons, is able to encompass every element into one particular track, into one single track, and it's like the triumphant ending to this release. It's a perfect way to end the album. The construction of the album is perfect. As I said, I'm positive you're going to see this on my end of the year list at the end of the year. So great stuff there from Ildaruni. Next up, we have some doom metal. This is kind of classic sounding doom fused with stoner doom. I mean, anytime you speak of kind of stoner doom, classic doom, Black Sabbath. I mean, there's a million Black Sabbath worship bands out there. The Black Sabbath influence is there in almost all of doom metal. It's heavy in this debut EP from Woodwitch. This is entitled Malleus Maleficarum. I butchered that, I know. This is kind of occult, dark, occult, gloomy doom. I don't know any other way to kind of to speak on the themes. Just that occult, they're witchy. type doom metal, Wood Witch, and there's so many bands that do that. These guys stand out to me on the fact that there's the fuzziness and the distortion that you've come to expect from a lot of these bands isn't so much present on this. They let their musicianship stand on their own. The vocals come through clear. I dig the vocals. I'm not the hugest Pentagram fan, but they have almost like a I'm not dead set on Pentagram style vocals, but the clean, I don't know, it just works with the music on this. I've been looking for other projects like this just to it fits what I've been looking for out of Doom lately, and I kind of get that kind of dark. I'm not going to say gothy because that's not it, but just that dark, doomy, clean vocal feel, and it works great. These guys are actually out of Virginia Beach. I think the Great Dismal Swamp is an area in Virginia Beach. I actually lived in Norfolk, Virginia for about 6 months, which is right next to Virginia Beach. Visited Virginia Beach several times. So when you hear something like Great Dismal Swamp and stuff like that, it kind of hits home for me. Fantastic stuff here. When I checked Bandcamp prior to making this video, there were two copies of this release left on CD. So if you're into Doom, you're into stoner-ish Doom, kind of classic Doom, and you're looking for something new, get on this one early. Check it out. There's only two copies left, and you'll be upset if you miss out on it. There is a exclusive track on this. They do a cover of Black Sabbath's "Into the Void." That's only available on the CD. It is not available on the Bandcamp or the digital copy. So, and it's a pretty solid cover as well. You know, Black Sabbath. I mean, they're like the forerunners of metal and doom metal especially. And that there's so much influence. I think so many doom bands. I mean, you have to have Black Sabbath as an influence, and they're no different. But Wood Witch is fantastic stuff. Definitely check that out. Looking forward to hearing some more stuff from them in the future. Next up is the only release that was not released in 2021 that is on this video today. This actually came out towards the end of last year. It is a band that I have featured on this channel before. It is a band that I hold very dear. I enjoy everything that they've ever put out. This is the atmospheric black metal band, black metal, post black kind of mix out of Belgium. Soul Dissolution. This is their latest EP entitled Winter Contemplations. It's only 2 tracks long. It clocks in at just over 20, I think like 22, 23 minutes, I'm wanting to say, with the 2 tracks. If you're into Soul Dissolution, you know that their tracks go on for about 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes or so, as just a general rule of thumb. This is just as good as everything that they've ever put out. And some could argue that this might be one of the better releases that they've ever put out. One thing that I love about Soul Dissolution is they're able to paint um, this kind of uh, naturific, this kind of atmospheric uh, scenario in your mind through their music. They don't have to pull in the nature soundscapes into their music to make you feel like you're in a nature soundscape, if that makes any sense whatsoever. One of the things, this is kind of like a throwback to their Stargazer, I think it was Stardust album that came out 2020. I don't know when Stardust came out. It's been out a few years now, but that album was able to the music on that album was able to transport you into that kind of outer space, um, darkened, surrounded by stars. I mean, you could just close your eyes, listen to that album, and you were transported to a different place. And that's what Soul Dissolution does. They are able to uh, pull in this atmospheric black metal that just transports you into this place that they want to transport you to, and they're able to do that so systematically and flawlessly that it is a testament to how good they are. This one, I mean, had I never looked at this artwork, I would have thrown this EP in, spent 20 minutes with my eyes closed, and I could hear the snow crunching beneath my feet. I could feel the snow falling on my face. It is a definite nice little trip, especially with it getting as hot and humid as it is here in the South. Listening to this album is a great way for me to transport my way to somewhere where I'm not burning alive. I love this release. It was released, as I said, in November through Viridian. Viridian Flame, I think, is the name of the label that released this. I think it was limited to about 300 copies. There are still some available. Definitely check that out. I think a lot of people, for one reason or another, kind of missed out on that release last year, and I was late picking it up myself. I'm glad to have a copy of it. It is some of the stronger material that I've heard from Soul Dissolution, so that alone should make you want to go check it out. The last one that I'm going to show today, this is some mellow death. It's kind of thrashy mellow death out of the mean streets of Bristol, Connecticut, of all places. But it's very the thrash elements are there. There are a few times on this album that they kind of teeter into it like a little bit of a blackened sound, but it is just really straightforward melodic death metal. This is Sunseeker with Means to an End. As the EP title suggests, death is a heavy focus on this. Suicide is a another focus of the album. It's 5 tracks long, but one of those is about a minute long intro. Um, it clocks in altogether right at 20 minutes. Solid little EP here. The very first song, I guess the second track entitled Pilfered is probably, I would say, the strongest track on this release. But this EP does just what any EP should do. It makes you thirst for more. There's no skippable tracks on this. I mean, I guess you could argue that the intro is a skippable track, but that one's less than a minute long, and it feeds perfectly into the strongest track on this release. Uh, I listened to this quite a few times, and it leaves me, kind of craving more from Sunseeker. I want to see where this band goes in the future. I would love to hear a full length from them to see if they can pull that off for the entirety of a full length. It is solid, thrashy, melodic goodness. That's about all I've got to say on this. I mean, it's got like the little keyboard sound effects at times. You like me trying to play the keyboards here, but good stuff here out of Connecticut. This one was a complete surprise to me. That actual artwork is what led me to check that out. I just saw that artwork. I was intrigued by that. And I was like, well, I'm going to go check that out. And I was very pleasantly surprised with the music on that. I think you guys would dig it as well. I think they may have released that digitally last year, but it came out on physical format. I'm going to say February because half the stuff that I've shown on this video came in February. I know it was first part of this year. So when end of the year rolls around, I am counting this as a 2021 release because that's the first time I was able to get my hands on it. I hope you guys found some stuff on this video that maybe you've missed and maybe you'll enjoy. As I said, I'm going to keep these coming. I know that you guys like the 7 deadly spins. I like doing them. It is time consuming for me, but it is a labor of love and it is something that I do enjoy doing. All of these releases are linked up in the description. Go check them out. If you found something on this video that you like, please let me know in the comments. If you found something you didn't like on one of these, I mean, I'm open to hearing that as well. I love the interaction in the comments. The comment section has been pretty tame lately. It was getting a little off the wall there for a while. So, and then go to Instagram. Follow my Instagram. That is also linked in the description. Get in on the giveaway, and you can win a copy of Interstice from Knoll. That's all I've got for today. As always, stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.